So today is June 28th, and I am going over the trades from yesterday, June 27th, and today, June 28th. And this is the last trading day of the month. Yesterday, the only trade that I took was REGI. You can see this was actually a more advanced trade for me. I'm starting to be more in tune with the market and more in tune with how to read momentum. So this was a descending triangle pattern, and you can see that it broke on the 26th, and it had all this. It closed really strong. So I was looking at it yesterday, and if it opened at or above the previous day's high, I was interested in taking it for momentum play into the resistance at 1450. I ended up doing just that, and you can see by my arrows I took it right to 1450, right around that resistance level. Even though it did go past it, it didn't break until the end of the day, and I wasn't watching it. But you can see my entry was at the intraday break. Very nice intraday break, actually, and I had a really precise entry right at 1 cent off of that break. So I took a full position there and scaled some out into strength around the 1450 level. I got a fill at 48, and then I started squeezing the rest of my position into this um, 47, 48 level, and I ended up getting a little bit of slippage, just a few cents of slippage. Either way, I got out with profit, and I got out near the 1450 target that I had. And you can see 1450 had really strong, put in a really strong resistance level, and this price action is just, once it breaks, if I wasn't preoccupied, I would have wanted to take this. But you would have had to be very quick because it was already up so much. So when this 1450 level finally broke, I had a feeling that was going to be a pretty quick move, and that's exactly what it was. It was very quick, very parabolic type action. You would have wanted to be in around 52, 55 level and be out in the 70s. So it would have been a quick trade, but still it gave you the opportunity. And then that was the only trade that I took yesterday. UTWI was one, UTIW was one that I took this morning. That was the first trade that I took. This one was pretty much had some consolidate or daily consolidation breakout type play. That's what I call it. And I had 1, 2, 3 touches of this 1630 level, 1625, 1630, call it. And I was really hesitant about this trade because you can see this spiky price action where these bars are just um, big wicks, and it's just really unpredictable type price action. So I was a little hesitant about this trade, but I had to look at it objectively, and I was like, well, we had all this resistance. Looking at the daily, if it does break, this could break out. However, I was not looking for this to be a big all day grind up breakout type play. This was going to be a quick to the area and back down type of thing. Sometimes when you have these types of stocks that have prior trading history of this spiky action, you don't want to risk it. You want to just get in and get out at your target if you can. And you could see I was right in thinking that because it slammed down totally strong reversal, this V type reversal at the target level, which was around 50. So you could see that this one I entered after the intraday break, and this was a red to green move, of course. So once I entered, I was looking for the 50s level, and like most of you know who watch my videos, I like to scale out into strength, which I'm still working on holding more of my position for longer, because I really could have gotten a lot more out of this if I would have squeezed my stop properly or managed it a little bit better. But I do have this habit that I'm trying to break of being really quick to get some out even if I'm not at my target. Like this one, for example, didn't, it showed a little bit of a slowdown, but the edge, it had an edge that it could have broken, which was um, this 1644 level, and if it was going to break that, we were going to get, a big bar, and that's exactly what we did. So my first scale out, not the best, but I like to close some into strength, something I'm working on. And then the second half, pretty sure that I was squeezing my stop actually for this one. Or actually, no, I put a limit order in to get out on this one because, like I mentioned before, it was kind of a little unpredictable in my opinion, and I didn't want to risk a big slam down. So I was a lot more conservative on this trade than something else, than say I would have been on something else. The other trade was IMMU. IMMU was more of a continuation of momentum. You can see on the daily it had this resistance level. This little rectangle box here is the resistance level. And I really love these patterns. I see them quite often. They're very bullish, and I like them a lot. So this one I was ready to go on the break of on the intraday break and the break of the resistance, which was 36 was the break of resistance. And see the confluence here. The break, the high day break was at 35, and then the actual resistance break was 35, 36 level. So that's when I talk about confluence, this is what I mean. You had this beautiful intraday break on the 2-minute and on the daily, and that's what I like to see. That's what makes these trades way more compelling for me. So this one, I did a lot of scaling out here, as you could tell. You know, same thing here. Same thing where I could hold some for a little bit longer, but that's all hindsight really, because at the time, this was what I was comfortable with, and this first scale out would have left me with no regrets. So that's why I did it. And then second scale out, I can't remember if I was squeezing part of my position here. I believe I was. I was squeezing a couple hundred shares here, and just to be on the safe side in case it was going to roll over from here, because you see it spiked into the 55 level really fast and then slammed back down. So, when you see that type of price action, you have to just be a little bit cautious about holding, because what this is telling me basically is that sellers are more in control at this moment in time. And then it ended up ramping up, and I squeezed the last part of my position into this last spike, and now it's falling off. So this was another. I mean, all these trades are great examples of precision and examples of why you have to be like a ninja when you're in the market trying to day trade, because if you're not careful about your areas, you're going to end up becoming a bag holder intraday and end up, having a terrible win ratio. So that's why I try to practice this precision type trading.